Oh boy. Welcome to the show. We're gonna over here. How are ya? Good to see ya. It is I, Josh Potter, back again for another episode of the Josh Potter Show. And I do want to let you know, send in your articles and music the way Killa Cope did with this bad boy. joshpottershow@gmail.com. That's the email. I got to tell you early on so that you know. And Killa Cope sending this beat in. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, buddy.
Great beat.
And we've got, yes, it's a hell of a beat. And we've got a hell of a great deal of articles coming today. I want to let you know where you can see me live. TheJoshPotter.com is where you can buy tickets. I will be in Houston coming up here on June 14th and 15th at the Riot. Then we got Baltimore coming up here June 27th at Old Magooby's there. June 28th, going to be in Cleveland at Hilarities. That's just June there. We got some July stuff cooking. So go to the joshpotter.com, thejoshpotter.com, and check out all the tickets. Keep rating, reviewing, subscribing. I love you. And my guest today, one of my best buddies in the whole world, it's Hormoz Rashidi, everybody. Beep, 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 beep.
Can I give you some advice
that I
heard once Ari Shafir say?
What's that?
He said always say the city first, then the date. Because then people in that city know because nobody's paying attention to what day they might be free.
Well, don't you have dates coming up? Show me how to do it.
I got Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, June 27th to the 30th at the House of Comedy.
Nice.
But then you say Arizona first, so everybody in Arizona listens, and then they get the date.
Well, Houston, June 14th and 15th, the Riot Comedy Club. Come on out, buy tickets to that. That's the big one coming up next. And thank you to everybody who came out to Washington, D.C. and Emmaus, Pennsylvania. So many people traveled far and wide to hang out with me and Tim Butterly. I did Tim Butterly's podcast out there. I did Drew Montana and Jeff's podcast. What's it called? Digital Bazooka. That one, you should check that out. I prank called Louis J. Gomez on it. So that was so much fun. I had a blast. I'm going to be sharing that a bunch. So keep your eyes out for that one. And other than that, folks, I had a blast in Philly. Went to the Phillies game. I don't know. I love that city too. I remember I came back here and I was ranting and raving about Chicago, but Philadelphia is right up there too. So now list of cities I'd like to die and go: Buffalo, Chicago, Philadelphia third. I'll put Philadelphia in third place.
Really?
It might even jump into second place because I think I have more friends in Philadelphia.
You like Philadelphia more than New York City?
Oh, yeah. New York is not anywhere on that. That's like the last place I want to die. New York. I mean, L.A. is not too far above that city. It's only because I live there now do I put that even higher up than New York on the
L.A.
list.
is the city. L.A. is the city.
That I'm going to, you think? if we keep up at this rate, oh boy. I don't know. But we were talking off air right before we came on about these new WNBA players. Yeah. And boy, oh boy, I never thought I'd be talking WNBA. That is the lengths and widths of Caitlin Clark's influence, folks. It even brought it to this show. Because I don't even like NBA. I think NBA sucks. Hormoz is wearing the NBA hat, too.
Yeah. Potter got me this hat.
I did. I saw it. I go, Hormoz would love that. Hormoz loves basketball and the NBA. I can't. This playoffs has been atrocious, I think.
It started off really good. The first round was like really good, but then it was a sweep and a 5-game. The East just got decimated with injuries, as the playoffs went on.
Well, what's this 1 month break between the conference finals and the finals? I mean, they take forever.
Well, yeah, because the series has ended so early. That they just
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know, I don't think that even happens in hockey. I think once the series are over, they just go full force. But that still involves the arena being used, is what I mean. So how do they shuffle that around? I remember when Schultz almost lost his Madison Square Garden shows because
But then the Knicks won and then
yeah, so it didn't matter. But that's crazy that they have something so, I mean, he sold out 2 shows. It's crazy that something was just also sold out and booked during that time, and it could have been changed. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is insane.
That's wild. But we were discussing the WNBA because, boy, oh boy, and not to deduce these women.
No, they're amazing athletes.
Yes, exactly. They're incredibly talented. It's been electric. They're fighting out there. I think that's cool. They're knocking Caitlin Clark on her ass. I like all the
They hate her.
They hate her. Why? She got them private jets.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just, it's hating because they've probably worked so hard to be the people in the league already.
Well, that's literally the definition of jealousy.
Yeah, it's jealousy. It's jealousy. They're jealous.
That's literally jealousy. Is what you're describing.
If you're the best player in any league, people come for you, right? Like people are trying to get Patrick Mahomes like harder every down.
You know, Alex,
she's
that
not
is
the best player though.
That's a great. Well,
she's the best rookie.
How do you know she's not the best player?
Well, because her team lost the first 3-4 games. I'm pretty sure the best player wouldn't lose 3-4 games in a row. But like basketball's a team sport, yes. But if you get the best player at it, and I think it's this chick Asia something from Vegas that's won.
Asia Wilson.
Asia Wilson's the best player.
Look at Alex over here with the WNBA.
I just saw the name.
Oh. But okay, so you're saying I don't know enough to know what qualifies someone as being the best player. Will she not become the best player? Yeah, but will she? She's only been in the league for 10 games.
Maybe she'll become the best player.
So,
but
skill wise, she's not. Well, that's like saying I don't know. When it's not when I didn't.
Was Patrick Mahomes the best player when he was on the bench behind Alex Smith?
I mean, there were people who could have said that, but you're right. There's no clean cut way to do it. I guess that's a great point. Because when they come into the league, anybody who says that about any sport, I mean, Connor McDavid, who is clearly the best hockey player in the world, has been for years. Maybe even since he was a rookie, people dubbed him that. He has not won a championship, but now he is about to go into the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time.
The best player if he won 1 out of 5 games.
They were pretty for a while, and yes, because skill wise, because he's still putting up numbers despite the team effort, and that's what I thought Caitlin Clark was doing too. I didn't realize.
No, her numbers haven't been great. But they're all. But I think she's also getting everybody's toughest defensive. Everybody's this. She's not scoring on me.
Well, yeah, she's the star. So, Alex said, they're coming for her. They want to also gleam off of her stardom. But boy, oh boy, we've lost all the viewers now talking about WNBA this one. The reason that I brought it up was because there's some smoke shows in this thing, and let's not talk. I mean, hey, aside from the fact that they are so talented, whatever, worthy women, more intelligent than me, whatever the hell you want to say. Boy, oh boy, look at this one, Cameron Brink from L.A. Here's the thing that the Caitlin Clark thing has become a part of the culture wars. So people are saying that she has the stardom that another athlete wouldn't have because she's white and because she's straight.
No, it's because she shoots from where Steph Curry shoots.
Yeah,
that's the big difference.
But my argument to them would just be a picture of Cameron Brink. She would be Caitlin Clark if it was about being straight and white. I mean, holy.
Yeah. No, she's cute. I'm on the brink of needing a change of underwear.
I mean, and I feel like Cameron Brink might not be a real person. She might be AI because her name is so. I mean, Jesus Lord, stop putting pictures. This is the thing that happens on my Instagram now.
League Pass.
She'll come up on my Instagram. Yeah, got League.
WNBA League Pass is open.
I didn't even read that. The words out there just blur out to me like I'm in my eyes just go cross. But you were talking. I mean, I also think Angel Reese is hot too. I like that she's the hottest one. I like that she's angry. This is who Hormoz said was the hottest one, and I did have her up there. I had her I was like, ooh, Angel Reese is a babe. But
and now people are gonna say that WNBA was always hot, but let's go look at Rebecca Lobo and Lisa Leslie and compare. You know what I mean?
But I'm sure there were hot ones that just weren't good at basketball, right?
The stars went from that to Cameron Brink.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even, when I look at pictures, and she's 900 feet tall, I can't even fantasize about her. If you think I'm gross for being over here being like, oh my God, you can't, because I have not even fantasized about it. There's no chance. I feel infantilized anytime I even try to the idea of, I mean, Lord, get her pictures off the screen. All right, let's get into sports now. Beep 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 beep. Now,
you got Bobby Lee to do music for your show?
That's me, baby. Oh, you thought I was Bobby Lee? That's funny. I should get Bobby Lee to do one. That would be good. I'd get some numbies. So have you been out and about in the Midwest in the last couple of? Well, you're about to go to Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing. I just was in Philly. And the temperatures are starting to rise. and the cicadas are starting to. There's supposed to be this epic cicada thing going on.
There were cicadas when I lived in D.C. a while ago too.
Oh, they come every few years now. I don't know, what is it? Do you know, Alex? It's like cicadas are meeting with another cicadas, and they're all coming out to fuck and die and just bother us and get caught up in children's shirts and scare them.
That's exactly it. Yeah, I read it was once like every 17 years that they have their like cycles where they like sleep in the ground for that, and then they just come out of the ground to fuck. And
aren't cicadas the things in the Bible? Where they're like
locusts.
What's the difference between a locust
like
and
little grasshoppers versus these weird bugs?
But isn't it the same kind of like it blocks out the cicadas will block the sun?
No, locusts will eat all of the food that you've planted in your crops and destroy your crops.
Oh,
these guys do nothing. They just come out, fuck.
They're just loud as fuck. Yeah,
they're just loud. Birds and all these other animals will just eat all of them.
Man, it's a pretty shitty existence, a cicada. But I mean, I guess they get to fuck.
They get to fuck, yeah.
That's out in the world, and this is like maybe so dystopian, the fact that this is happening right now. I mean, I always had this sort of nightmarish picture of the future where people would be eating bugs and acting like it was just a normal thing. We're just like, yeah, we eat bugs, dude. And it's like, remember when we used to eat chickens and shit? But now at minor league baseball games, and it's happening around and about the country, I'm noticing it crop up more and more, but we have videos of the trash pandas, which are in, I do believe, where I just was, Huntsville, Alabama. I do believe that's where it is.
And they're eating live cicadas.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but they're eating live cicadas. And I've seen them making, in Chicago, when I was just there, Malort drinks. Rocket City Trash Pandas, that is Huntsville, yeah.
Just outside Huntsville.
Rocket City Trash Pandas.
Is that like a NASA base?
It's where they build rockets for NASA. Yeah, and they have the and I went to it with my man Meatball. We went to the old rocket and space museum. They have all the like Apollo mission shit, and I geeked out on all that. That's my favorite shit. What were you pulling up? Could you have that video of the? There you go. Let's watch it. So now these people are just like, instead of getting a hot dog, they got cicadas.
But they're not paying for. They're just picking up cicadas, right?
Well, this is how it started.
Pitch is down and away. Oh no!
Oh no! He's eating that bug there, Jim.
That's awful. Way. Well,
look, got another one over here.
Are getting in on the act as well.
What?
You should just mute these people and I'll do it. Where's my baseball?
I don't like that at all.
Oh boy, he's eating that bug like it's a chocolate chip cookie right there. Another one. Oh my lord, what's he got there? Is that a cicada? Oh, he's horrified. He's like, oh my god,
he's in the beer.
I think he's got a cicada. Oh, he's cooking it in his mouth. Oh god. I'll take it off the screen. He's acting like it's when Clint Malarchuk got his neck slit by the skate. Oh, take it off the skate. Don't turn the camera away. Oh, God, he's eating a bug. Oh, God, that's disgusting. See if you can find, because now people have noticed them doing this out there. And they decided that they were going to start selling concessions involving this like a cicada. Malort cicada type into the top there, into your bar. Ew. This is just a Malort. Oh, here we go. You might have to kill the music on this. There you go. We got fucking that's the song I was talking about.
Yeah, that song is literally everywhere.
If you haven't tried Malort, get some when you're in Chicago.
No, Malort's gross, dude. That's the one thing you'll never find me. Now, so they put the cicadas in the Malort and they're selling shots like
it's a liquor?
And they're doing this at baseball games too. Yeah, Malort's like a special shot that's pretty much, I mean, you can get it pretty much anywhere, but I bet they have a bottle of it at the Comedy Store. I forget who does it at the Comedy Store. Someone will do a shot of Malort.
No. It's a Chicago thing. It's like the Swedish immigrants brought it over to Chicago, and it's basically paint thinner, and it just tastes horrible. But
business.
You get
what percentage is it?
It's like 45-50%. It's not like more alcoholic than normal, but it tastes like fluid you'd find under the sink, and you get your friends telling them it's whiskey, and then you ruin their night.
But I don't know, and I don't know how deep your Google knowledge can get us, but I saw people putting cicadas. This is at like a tailgate of some kind. People were putting cicadas in like a strainer, like a spaghetti strainer. What are those called? A colander? Mm-hmm. And then they were pouring booze over the cicadas and making drinks. It's like, am so... can I tell you how much this grosses me out? When I was on the road this past week, I came home, and I know I'm the roach, right? The roach. I'm the roach. I shouldn't be scared of them. I shouldn't be, like, not scared of them, but grossed out by them is really more so it's not scared. But I came home, and there was a dead one under my bathroom sink. And I just, like, melted down. I was like, oh, my God, it's so gross. I don't know what it is about these. The bugs look like aliens, and they gross me out. And these people are drinking liquor as it's poured off
Just
of
grab
them.
it with some toilet paper, throw it in the...
Dude, I don't want to touch it. No, what I do is I take my dustpan, scoop it up, and then dump it in the toilet and flush its body like it's Osama bin Laden.
What if you like loved the taste of cicada, and then you only get to taste it like once every 15 years?
Yeah, what if they're like, well, then they become rare. They're on the black market. People are out there collecting all the millions of corpses to try and keep them in the freezer so that they can fucking keep them for the next 17 years.
You make a cicada powder that you can rehydrate for cicada deliciousness whenever you want.
Yeah, people are going to start, if they get a real hankering for it, that's true. The demand will grow. We should collect the cicadas now just in case it's like gold.
Let's eat cicadas.
Oh my God! You're just finding my hell on Twitter.
Recipes.
Yeah. There was a tailgate I saw of it though. People were doing it. Maybe I forget what event. I mean, probably the playoff games, whether it be hockey or I think it was a hockey one.
Well,
to be quite honest,
crustaceans aren't different, right? Those are like ocean bugs.
Well, that gross. That's it took me becoming an adult to realize that and be grossed out by that too. Like I can't really eat.
You don't like shrimp and lobster?
I do. I love them, but I can't. Like as an adult lately, I haven't brought myself to have them because it freaks. It kind of grosses me out.
Is this it?
Yes, you found it. Cicada Malort shots. He's pouring the Malort over the cicadas, folks.
Look at those cicadas.
Look at those cicadas. Ew. That's what my dustpan looked like this morning with one of them.
I'm not a professional, I swear.
Wait, hang on. How many do I get in my shot?
You get one.
How many do I get in my shot? This guy wants more.
Everybody wants more.
That's because they're drunk. Okay, pause it for a second. Can you pause it? Try and turn it down a little bit, too, because I don't want to hear these fucking people screaming. No, I mean, I've done many things at a tailgate. I've taken a shot out of a bowling ball. I've done like a beer out of a shoe. I've done, I've walked on hot coals. You know, I might not have put my body through a table, but I've done all these things. Many more too.
You've never put your body through a table?
No, that kind of started. That kind of no. You got to understand that started as I was a bit of an older guy. I mean, I was in my mid-20s. I was like, I'm not.
You can't destroy your body.
Yeah. I keep that for the youngins.
Yeah.
Let them do it, and I'll watch it and root it on. I'm never going to dissuade you from doing it. I go, hey, yeah, let's go. But I did the hot coals a couple of times. I thought I figured out the hot coals, and I tried them like a fourth time, and I really fucked up my feet. But I have not seen. I can't imagine, and I'm not sure. Maybe there would be some faction of Bills fan out there that would be doing this. What am I saying? We're going to end up freezing the cicadas for Bills season. I know it. Come to find out. So let's watch them do it. And I guess, she's picking them up and putting them in there. You got to have a real certain, constitution to just handle these bugs, man. Is this what I have to get used to? Because when I was down in Austin, I was at an afters party, and sure, the afters party has some randos, people are doing various different sorts of substances. Maybe you hear about a party planning business or something down there. But I had a guy come up to me with a fucking protein bar. And he's like, you got to try one of my protein bars. And I was like, oh, you make these? He goes, yeah, I'm doing a startup. I make them completely out of ants. So when I thought I was going to open this up, I thought it was going to be a granola bar looking thing, like with the ants like in full bodies, like just a amalgam, like maybe with like marshmallow. I didn't know what I was expecting, but they're like pureed and then made into a bar. And so I'm like, all right, I guess I can eat this. I'm starting to eat this thing, and it's just I'm like chewing on the first bite for like extra long. It's so chewy.
What does it taste like?
It tasted a little grape-ish.
So it had some like fruit in it too?
Yes, and I've heard ants. I've seen people use ants instead of like lemons. Like you can,
Really?
like, it has that
acid.
Yeah, so there's like I've seen something with that, but like
I would try an ant protein bar if it's like I don't want to eat just ants, but I would eat like cricket protein or whatever. If you can get the protein out of it and make it not taste gross, I don't mind if it doesn't taste gross.
I mean, I guess if I like grew up with it, I just can't bring myself to thinking. But I mean, I feel like I have to. We're going to this time. This will be a thing that people have to do. They're slowly going to start making. That's what the cicadas are. They're PR basically. it's like
get used to it.
It's like the government getting them cool so that we can be like, oh yeah, eating bugs is sick, dude. Remember when we the cicada summer? It'll be like that forever. Oh my god.
They look pretty good, the protein bars.
I mean, I don't know which brand. It was like this guy made his own, so I don't know if it's that brand or what it is that we're looking at, but I don't even know if other people were doing that or what. I just thought it was some cokehead's fucking crazy invention.
And you're right on that too, probably.
Have you been following what's been going on with Darren Waller, tight end of the New York Giants?
Former Raider? No.
Former Raider, that's what I brought him up to you. So he has a divorce, and he's been dealing with this divorce recently. In his way to deal with his divorce from, by the way, Las Vegas Aces star Kelsey Plum. This goes into our WNBA discussion. She's on the Las Vegas Aces. This is who he just divorced.
Okay.
He decided to make a music video. Is she?
Yeah.
And he had an actress play her, and he made his own music video. And decided to like have an actress play her. Today's Josh Potter Show is brought to us by BetterHelp. Everybody needs to talk, and whether you're going through a huge breakup like Darren Waller is right now, don't make a music video. You just need a sounding board for your daily stressors. Therapy is a very useful one. I went through a breakup, and it tilted me off my axis. Thank the Lord I had therapy to help kind of bring me back to balance, because without it, I don't know how productive I would have been. I could have really spiraled into a larger hole. But BetterHelp's online therapy makes it easy to access no matter who you are or what your schedule looks like. All of your appointments are 100% online. Do therapy whenever and wherever it works for you. Just fill out a quick survey to get matched, and you'll be matched with a licensed therapist, and you'll be on your way. So get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Josh Potter today. Get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Josh Potter. Today's Josh Potter Show is also brought to us by DraftKings, and boy, oh boy, I cashed some bets this weekend, and I got the Phillies -1.5 plus 140. Oh, I was so excited. Nick Castellanos did not make my home run bet though, and I wore his jersey and everything. You know what happened? No tragedy. That's why, unfortunately, Nick Castellanos didn't hit a home run that day. I guess we can look at a glass half full, right? Well, fantasy sports fans, listen up. DraftKings got a new way to have a lot of fun with the Pick Six, the new fantasy game from DraftKings, an official partner of the NBA. It's here. You can get in on the action by picking between 2 and 6 players and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat. You're betting overs and unders on stat lines like rebounds, points, assists, and more. Track your picks and play against others for a shot to win huge cash prizes. And for all first-time Pick Six players, check this out. New customers play $5 and get 50 in Pick Six credits. Play Pick Six from DraftKings, the new fantasy app that packs more fun into less time. Download the new DraftKings Pick Six app now and use code Josh Potter. New customers play $5 and get 50 in Pick Six credits. That's code Josh Potter only on DraftKings Pick Six. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 and over in most eligible states. Age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Pick Six not available in all states, including but not limited to Connecticut and New York. For up-to-date list of states, visit dkng.co/pick6states. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Back to the show. So Darren Waller, he needs better help because he's making music videos instead of dealing with his breakup in a healthy way. Let's watch it. Here he is. We can listen to it a little bit. Turn it down a little bit so I can talk over it. So he's wearing a Letterman jacket and walking through a field. He's got his prayer hands. That's supposed to be her. I kind of do want to hear the words. Turn it down a little bit. I don't say it like that. I just say I want to listen to it. Can you put the subtitles on and mute it?
This isn't what I thought it would sound like.
Yeah, just, I mean, you don't have to mute it, but I mean, like, if we have to mute it, I'm saying
Sounds
people
like a
can
black
see it.
Post Malone.
It's that auto-tune shit.
Yeah.
I feel like I could do this if I had
Yeah,
auto-tune.
I think we all could.
How do you get auto-tune? Can we get auto-tune, Alex?
Yeah.
How do we do it?
It's on most like music recording programs. You can
I just want to be like, whoa, whoa. I would be auto-tuned. That would be sick, dude.
That's supposed to be her?
I think so. I thought love was real. Who do that love? I'm trying to do like karaoke. This is all it is? It's the whoa, 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 dude? Come on, man. I thought this was going to be fucking...
Doesn't even look like Kelsey Plummer. Is that her name? Plumley? Plummer?
Kelsey Plume?
Plume?
Oh, here, watch this. I just read a little spoiler. This is fucking auto-tuned to hell, though. I hope we can play this. I won't... This can't be on a label, right?
I feel like we gotta be all right. I don't know if
He would have to get upset and say...
I mean, who knows with YouTube, but if we have to cut this whole little bit, we can just summarize it. But at the end of this, evidently something crazy is going to happen. I'm reading the words. We can mute it and read the words at least. That's the good thing. You get an idea of what's happening. How long I gotta come up this hill? Damn.
Love could kill?
Man, so this is so wild. I'm just starting to get cringe douche chills now that I'm like really thinking about what was executed here. Hold on. Oh, take that knife out my back. She stabs him in the back on the beach. Literally. It's not a figurative. It wasn't a figurative stabbing in the back. It was a literal one and leaves him dying, breathing the tide in.
That's crazy.
All right, get it, Paul. You could. Oh, now he's drowning. She stabbed him in the. So I mean,
how many views does this have?
Oh my God, it's got to have a bunch. But at the end of the day, yeah, I read that, and I'm glad I read that because I was about to turn it off. Yeah, it's Plum, by the way.
292,000 in 4 days.
Wow.
So this guy got dumped, and he was like feeling something, and he had to get it down on paper. I get it. That's what a diary's for. Mm-hmm. You know, but he's like, no, I got these bars I have to talk about. I have to do this. And
my fans need to hear from me.
Not only did he write a song, hit up somebody to make a beat, record it, he then hired a director, I assume, a cinematographer of some kind. Basically a small crew of people to execute a music video. Then at no point during it was he like, what the hell am I doing? I don't care about it. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe
like,
I should focus on the thing that's making me millions of dollars and be a football player.
Yeah, like maybe I should just focus on football for a little bit and or I don't know, focus just
but
go
he,
get
he
some
was a
go
drug
to
addict,
go
though.
do therapy.
If you know his story, he had a drug addiction that almost ruined his NFL career. And if you know former drug addicts, they love to try to be musicians. If you've ever met a former drug addict, you know they're going to make a run at music at some point.
I mean, it's like, what did he really expect somebody to be like?
He's like, Mexicans love me.
Record
because
deal.
you're a Raider, dog. It's
Record, yeah, that's
music.
hilarious. No one's bumping this in the, yeah, it's not. I got to see him put out a club banger, I guess, before I
kind
can
of a
judge.
Black Morrissey.
Does he have other, can you see if Darren Waller has ever made any other music?
Oh, he had to have. He had
no,
many.
this is what I'm imagining is that this is the first ever endeavor into making music. But you're right, he probably had to have made other music.
Yeah.
That makes more sense then.
He's got it looks like an album called
Okay,
Crowd
phew. So
Control.
he's been doing this a while. That makes it better. I was thinking he was so disheveled from the breakup that he decided this was what he was going to do with his time in life. Oh my God. Thank God he's been making music. I assume
You know who's pretty good as far as
time.
athletes that make music is, and this guy's a piece of shit, but Miles Bridges, the guy who beat his girlfriend up, who plays for the Charlotte Hornets, he's a rapper, and he's pretty good.
Okay.
And so is PJ Washington, who used to play for Charlotte, who's in the finals right now with the Mavs.
What does he do? I mean, we can't listen to any of it because
it's just hip hop. It's just gangster rap.
Oh, I see. Does John Morant do gangster rap?
John Morant, no.
John Morant?
I don't think so. I think he just holds the gun out and hangs out.
So you would think that's a natural progression. Why would he be holding the gun and flashing around if he wasn't going to make some rap about it? You know? Do we have the Mark Messier video there? Or is there no video that goes with it? Hockey Hall of Famer Mark Messier is doing some discussions about drugs, which I think is cool. I thought Mark Messier would have been a square.
Yeah.
But he says one big factor he feels helped make his career so successful. So he was doing this shit back in like the early 90s is fucking mushrooms,
really?
He said.
Wow.
I mean, we can play the clip. It's from Pat McAfee.
Probably helped
after
with
us. What's that?
Probably helped with all the CTE and stuff that they all have.
Well, they get hit a lot. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Let's see.
And I mean, I guess since we're in the vein of having good times and stuff like now I have a story where in my life I took shrooms in college and it changed my perspective on how I was going to focus on football that night. It actually did. Forced shoot, it happened. My college roommates were there. It was in the college house.
That's awesome.
Had great deep conversations with them, saw things differently. I don't want to say enlightened, but it did flip a switch for me and I stuck with it. Yeah, the next day I woke up all the way through, and I think without it, now obviously I made a lot of mistakes post then. Without it, I don't think that I have the mindset to go on to be who I am. I heard there's a similar story about you. Is that accurate and true?
It is true. As an athlete, we spend probably 95% or 99% of our time on our bodies, and back then, not a lot on our minds. It gave me the ability to look at a bigger picture, a vastness that is out there. As you know, we're only utilizing a small portion of the power that we have in our brains. And I was thinking that if I'm going to spend 95% working out at the gym, how can I become better player? How can I understand the game better? How can I become a better pro? And by using my mind better, be tougher mentally. And to your point, I think enlightenment is a good word for it. It gave me a better perspective. It gave me some humility, and it just gave me a better perspective of the whole experience that I was in the professional sports. It made me focus more. And probably more than anything, all the possibilities that were out there. It worked for me, and it was something that I don't regret. And wow, what an experience! To your point.
Yeah, and we won't. It's not for everybody, obviously.
He's trying to figure out how on ESPN he can talk about tripping. He's caught off guard probably by it. You could turn it. You can stop it. I thought that was hilarious because it's like this guy was taking mushrooms when it was so illegal, dude.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, like the 80s, dude. How illegal were mushrooms? Like now we like guys have mushroom chocolates and like it's
and
basic.
gummies.
It's like this close to being in a store, like like weed is. The fact that weed is so legal and it's crazy. I mean, it's just like we could walk to the corner and buy fucking weed, but like, and they can talk about it on television now. But he did mushrooms for the first time when he was like 18. And when he started becoming the captain of the Oilers in like 1988, what were even mushrooms like back then? Do you think they were even like, I bet they were still good, obviously, but they were like, he had to get like top tier ones. How does he do that? He's like getting mushrooms from the fucking, like the shady guy. You know what I'm saying? Like he has to go really leaps and bounds to probably get mushrooms in the 80s.
Yeah,
it must have been so
Edmonton,
hard.
too?
Yeah.
It's not like he's in New York where there's.
I mean, he
a scene.
eventually went to it, but yeah, when he started, he wasn't in New York until like 94. So
yeah, that's crazy.
I just thought that was nuts that he's doing mushrooms in like the 80s. Like, who knew Mark Messier was such a cool guy? Yeah, I thought he was such a square.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord, I never hated him or liked him or anything. He was obviously one of my like the forefront players of my childhood, but I never expected him to be such a rad dude. It was funny. Pat McAfee was like, it opened my eye, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, the way he was describing it was like Pat McAfee just wants to talk about doing mushrooms more than.
Yeah. It is weird how mushrooms like piggybacked on weed getting legalized. It just kind of like jumped on board.
Yeah, I mean, it's become decriminalized. I mean, it's fucking crazy. I mean, I know that hockey players, and this is good that hockey players maybe are doing mushrooms because all I know hockey players usually do is coke and Molly. So, I mean, I'm glad that they're changing up their speed a little bit. You hear that, Jack Eichel? Get on the shrooms. Come on. Well, let's get into the news before we wrap up. It's not Bobby Lee. Boy, oh boy, this. So you're in this Drake and P Diddy thing. Wait, Drake and Kendrick Lamar thing. Excuse me.
I'm wearing the shirt right now.
I confused it all actually because this is about P Diddy, not Drake. But Drake is also a pedophile, they say, and P Diddy, I evidently. But I want you to watch this because I think this might be fake, but you're good at sussing these out. You know me, I get duped.
Yeah.
So easily. Hormoz plays little tricks, and I fall for it every time. I mean, he could say something, and I'm like, yeah, I'll believe him. I'm like the most gullible person. So I think this might be fake. It's the top video of the news there.
Charles Winslow, we was at the party.
I've seen this, yeah.
And
this
crazy. We just chilling and shit like that. And me,
He messed up my childhood when he told me that.
Everybody know me, right?
Right.
I'm a good nigga. I'm funny and stuff like that. So I hear niggas just wearing out some shit. I'm like,
I know who Carl Winslow.
Like hearing that, I'm like, on 6-0, who's wearing this bitch out?
Right.
Nigga, I kick in the door, poof, kick in the door. Nigga, I seen Carl Winslow put his
that's
head
the
up.
father. Ain't that the father from Family Matters?
Yeah.
No way.
The dad.
The dad.
Oh, the dad.
The dad.
The dad.
What it is? That homie, big little crib. So when I seen that,
Man.
and then
So who was piping Carl? Diddy?
Who was
Diddy
piping Carl?
So
Just
when I seen
casual.
when I seen that, cuz right, Diddy came back and he was telling me, he was like, it's nothing more enjoyable than having a man do something for some money. I'm like, cuz that shit crazy.
Oh no, that's wild, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, I think it's those guys are great actors if that's a bit.
No, I think it's true. Also, you can look up Diddy fucked Clive Davis and the other guy who was like the head of the.
So you had a thing for fat, bald black guys?
No, Clive Davis is like an old Jewish man. But I think Diddy's whole thing was like he was like gonna film people that he's fucking and stuff.
He used fucking them like he's like Russia. He's like doing compromise.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna get you to that's so funny that I was just like reading about that stuff remember when they were saying like, no, they say Donald Trump peed on women. Remember that was like a thing that they were saying in the election, and then it was like nonsense because I
probably did.
No, dude. Here's the thing. I'm not
I don't know
like
if they have evidence.
I'm not defending Donald Trump in any way, shape, or form out there. Don't come for me. This isn't me. I'm not pro him or anti. I don't give a fuck. I sincerely don't know what's going on in the world. So but when it comes to him, I do know from watching him in Celebrity Apprentice and hearing other stories about him, he's a fucking clean freak.
Oh, really?
Like he hates germs and shit. Like he doesn't like touching things. Like he's a weirdo like that, like a germaphobe. So I don't think he was peeing on people.
Or maybe he didn't want people peeing on him.
No, I don't think he does anything with pee, is all I'm saying. I think he's like, pee is gross. I don't do pee.
I don't do pee.
That was like the thing where I go, I kind of believe that one. You know, I believe he fucked porn stars and like, you know, whatever else. But I'm going to say that I don't think Donald Trump's a piss guy.
All right.
So Clive Davis and Diddy were once lovers. Suge Knight alleges. Are we gonna believe this guy, Suge Knight? I guess we could. I mean,
he's a good friend of mine. So
that's true. You did meet Suge Knight.
I did hang out with Suge Knight.
Didn't he yell at you? What happened? Right?
No,
I thought something happened.
I was like at the store. Suge Knight pulled in with Cat Williams, and I like grew up loving Suge Knight. So I just ran up to Suge Knight like he was my dad. And I gave him a hug, and I went, Suge, and I hugged him.
Oh my god!
And he hugged me back. And
were you
like,
terrified?
No, I was like starstruck. Like this guy I grew up like I loved Death Row Records as a little kid, so it was just weird. And then I pulled out a bunch of blunts, and we went and smoked blunts in the back.
That's all, and he was cool.
He was so nice.
I would be like scared of him, even though I would have been a big fan and would have loved to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was a big fan of somebody.
Hindsight, I was an idiot, but he's a murderer who like a year later ran that guy over and shit. Yeah, but.
That's true. I guess I'm looking at it post murder.
I mean, I'm sure he'd murdered people.
Yeah. There was always alleged like at least assaults. I mean, remember the whole what's his name, Rob Van Winkle, Vanilla Ice.
Right, that's for sure true.
Yeah, he definitely got hung out a window. I mean, that's like I don't care. That's kind of cool.
Have you seen Vanilla
I wish
Ice
I had a manager. I wish my manager would hang some people out windows.
Since now he like in an interview says like he's like, I feel like I'm glad he took that money because that money went to fund All Eyes on Me, Doggy Style, The Chronic, and it's like such Stockholm syndrome of like, you know, you got taken advantage of, you got your money taken away, and you're like, all right, I'm just gonna turn it into a positive.
So do we believe this Carl Winslow business?
I believe it.
Can you see if there's like a Reddit taking down this Carl Winslow, being like it's fake, it's real? Poor Reginald Van Johnson.
Is that his name?
Yeah. Carl Winslow, right? Is Reginald Van Johnson. I'm remembering the opening credits of Family Matters.
And I also heard that Diddy's dick was hard for a long time.
What do you mean?
Like he just like fucked the shit out of Carl Winslow.
He piped him down. That's what the guy said. Or who was piping up Carl Winslow? Did he? That's what he said.
Piping Carl.
The dad. That's just the best video I've ever seen. What does this say?
I'm just trying to find it on Reddit. It's so far it's all podcast.
How about just type in list of men Diddy fucked. Let's see if we got a list going.
You know, Mace is one of them. People aren't talking about it, but he went from being the
we're
biggest
breaking
rapper.
news. Are we breaking news
Yeah,
here?
we're breaking news right now. I don't have any information, but you know it's true. This guy Mace was the biggest rapper in the 90s, and then he just abruptly decided to go be a minister one day. What happened the night before he did that? He got piped down by Diddy.
Why wouldn't he get piped down by him to like become the biggest rapper? He was already the biggest rapper.
I'm sure he was getting piped down, but after one night of something crazy happening,
I see.
He suddenly was like, "I got to be a fucking Christian."
Or
minister.
I thought he was
change my life.
See, I look at it. When you tell me that story, I feel like he would have been getting Diddy dick down by like to become the biggest rapper, and then once he did, he was like, "Sweet, I did it. I need to repent. I will become a minister."
That might be it. He may have been getting dick down, and then finally, when he got to the top of the mountain and was the biggest rapper, he was like, "Man, this shit wasn't worth it at all."
What's that say, Alex?
The list that Mike Tyson, apparently a TikTok posted by a user in like March of last year, included a thumbnail with a headline that said Mike Tyson exposed a list of celebrities Diddy slept with. Among them,
could you imagine if he tried to fuck Mike Tyson? He wouldn't have a face. That's why Mike Tyson knows the list. I believe
the video
list
of him trying to touch Mike Tyson on Arsenio, right?
Oh my God, pull it up. I have not seen it.
Yeah, it's like.
But tell me that list real quick before you
Diddy
change. We're making him like fucking minority. He's like Minority Report over here today, Alex.
The list was Jay-Z, Meek Mill, Prince Harry, Young Miami.
Prince Harry,
I believe.
God, that poor ginger asshole. Jesus.
And then also Rick Ross, Usher, Justin Bieber, and
I don't know
Will
who
Smith.
Young Miami is, though.
Yeah, Young Miami's really dropped in the middle of a lot more.
Yeah. Young Miami wrote this post.
Yeah, this is the most famous thing Young Miami has going for them. They're like, Young Miami from getting fucked by Diddy. That's his biggest credit.
I sometimes do this when I'm bringing people up who aren't famous. I'll be like, at the Comedy Store, you never know who's going to pop in. Could be Dave Chappelle. Could be Josh Potter. Could be Chris Rock.
That's hilarious.
And we got a special guest tonight, Josh Potter. And it's like just lift them up to.
Did you find that Arsenio thing? Yeah.
Oh, this is crazy. Look at him just moving his hand away.
Oh man.
We see. Oh yes, he's glittering. Well, now when we come back, we're gonna talk more with Puffy, and if you want to hang out.
No, it wasn't Arsenio.
Keenan Ivory Wayans. Yeah. Oh, he already did. That was it. He just puts his hand. Mike Tyson's like, I will fucking take your goddamn fucking head off, dude. That's wild. Wild stuff. Weird, wild stuff. Well, let's get to some submitted news stories here, shall we? Let's see. Ooh, this one comes to us from RJ. So a man claims he was going to be fed to Bigfoot, and then he was murdered. It's a weird story. That was the headline I wrote. Look at this guy. An Oklahoma fisherman choked his friend to death because he bizarrely believed he planned to feed him to Bigfoot. That was the reason for the murder. Oftentimes we have weird murders on this show, and we don't get to the bottom of the motive. And I'm always wondering, why on earth would they do such a thing? And this man, it's because he thought his pal was going to feed him to Bigfoot.
So the guy who thought his friend was going to feed him to Bigfoot was murdered by his friend.
Yes, he goes, Like, it's like, say, okay, well, Hormoz is going to fucking feed my ass to Bigfoot. And then I kill you because I don't want you to do that.
Oh, so the guy who killed his friend thought his friend was going to...
Yes.
Oh, okay, so it was the motivation to get, like...
He was like, you brought me into the woods to
listen to this.
Bigfoot.
Listen to the district attorney, by the way. I'm glad they put this quote in here. The district attorney, Eric Johnson of the Pontotoc County District Court. It's like he was in
Oklahoma.
It's in Oklahoma. It's like he's in A Few Good Men. This is the most... probably the most press he's gotten in a long time. He was taking the stand, he was going up there. He's like, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, yes, there was a monster in the woods that night, but it wasn't Bigfoot. It was Larry Sanders. He did it all dramatic and should pointed across the room. That was his big moment for the news. The 55-year-old had been fishing for catfish by hand with his high school pal, old Jimmy Knighton, 52, in July of 2022, when he claims to have spotted a 12-foot tall Sasquatch tromping around downstream. So they were on probably some Mark Messier shit right there. The friends got into an argument over fish swimming in the South Canadian River, roughly 100 miles southeast of Oklahoma City, when Knighton shouted Sanders thought he was summoning the mythical ape to come eat him. That's what I often get those things confused. He's like, hey man, can you pass me a beer? He's like, he was calling the Sasquatch. During a wild trial, Sanders told the court he suspected Knighton was planning on drowning him and float his body downstream to feed the Bigfoot. What if the jury's like, oh, duh. I mean, I get it. That's what I would have done too. A brawl between the men broke out, and Sanders grabbed his pal by the throat and strangled him until he turned blue and died. That's what he told the cops. Sanders told the police he kept Knighton in a chokehold until he stopped breathing, while a tribe of Bigfoot watched him. Oh, we got witnesses. Call the Bigfoot to the stand. Sanders claimed he then raised his hands in victory to show the upright walking apes he'd won the fight. This is on the stand. That would be awesome. God, what if you're the jury for that, man? So this is why you should go to jury duty, folks. You might get one of these. How fucking sick would that be? I would laugh. Sorry, you got to. Is there any video of this trial? Because I got to hear. The lawyer has to come out all dramatic again, and he has to be like, now, I understand that some of the claims that the defendant is making are fantastical and maybe laugh-inducing, but a man has died, ladies and gentlemen. He has to be all serious and dramatic. Oh, God. Is there any? Please, Lord.
I don't think we have trial footage.
Oh, God. What is wrong? This is like better than OJ. If they put this on TV every week, oh, what a series that would be. Let's see what just the news says. I'll even risk another claim here, Bobby, just to hear the news. Today we have a man in court. Let's see what it says.
Fishing trip. And tonight, his friend is the one locked up.
He was asking, I guess, what his dad was, and he said, your dad's not coming back.
Well, you'll be able to tell there are a lot of issues with this story. The suspect telling investigators he did it
for a second.
Because
this was like the lead story of the night for this station. Did you see they cut in? They're like, and we're breaking in today because
noodling mean?
A noodling murder just means like one that's like it's it's off the rails, folks.
Okay.
We've got a real or that could also be a location. I don't know.
It says because the title says after Oklahoma man kills noodling partner.
Oh, that could be the way that they were fishing.
Oh, okay.
Noodling is a form of, I'm gonna guess,
hand fishing.
Fishing with hands. Yes, exactly.
All right, Oklahoma.
Oh, really terrible name for it. I would just go with hand fishing. You noodlers out there. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I always thought noodling was like just when you put your limp dick in a chick.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought it had something to do with my soft penis. Okay, go ahead.
and was going to feed him to Bigfoot.
And tonight, the shock is still settling in for their loved ones.
Look at how hard he's trying not to laugh.
Noble is in Pontotoc County with the new details.
Man murdered while noodling. They had to, hold on, pause it again. Who is she, by the way? Good golly. Caitlin Ogle. Hey, how are you? And they have her Facebook link up there because who else is watching the news right now other than us and Facebook people? But they really added to the already bizarre story by referring to it as noodling. I guess that's what, it could be a local vernacular that we're unaware of. And maybe in Oklahoma, they're like, oh, my Lord, while noodling is nothing sacred. All right, keep it going.
ex-wife of the victim tells me, you gotta remember, these two were friends.
Instagram
Their
Caitlin
kids
Ogle later.
dating each other. Now the two families.
Wait. Go back.
Together.
We have to listen to. I have to listen to Caitlin Ogle's compelling story here, please.
The suspect is still locked up in a cell at the Pontotoc County Jail behind me. The ex-wife of the victim tells me, you gotta remember, these two were friends. Their kids dating each other.
Oh,
now
my
the two
Lord.
families grieving together.
Wow, that's how sad.
That's crazy.
is
So pause
just
it.
a good old country
Imagine
boy.
your like girlfriend's dad just killed your dad. Noodling. Because he thought Bigfoot was gonna eat him. It's like, I have to make babies with you. I'm gonna procreate with this person. They also could have this. I mean, Lord Almighty. Just, is that the guy who did it?
I think that's the guy who got murdered.
Okay, keep it going.
A father and grandfather now gone after a noodling trip with a friend. The OSPI says on Saturday, Larry Sanders and Jimmy Knighton headed to the South Canadian River to catch catfish with their hands. But later things would go awry.
He believed that Mr. Knighton had basically tricked him into being out there.
That's when agents say Sanders, quote, discovered Jimmy intended to
she
feed
didn't want
him
to
to
get into the
Sasquatch
Bigfoot
or Bigfoot. And that he, quote,
aspect.
believed Jimmy was trying to get away from him so that the Sasquatch could eat Larry. Records say the two, quote,
I don't care
fought
if
on
we
the ground for
pause it.
roughly an hour.
I don't care if this
He
whole
reported
episode is
striking him.
red money signed. I don't care. I want this. I want people to see this fucking video so bad. We have to. Oh my God! Court documents reveal new details in noodling murder. Keep going.
multiple times and then also strangling him.
How is Sasquatch not mentioned in the title?
Right.
How are they saying noodling so much, but Sasquatch not as much?
His dad was, and he said, your dad's not coming back.
They paused it. They were like, "Hey guys, I'm the news producer. I'm like, hey everyone. Okay, so we have to treat this story with sensitivity. I don't want to act like we're laughing or making a mockery of the murder. So can we avoid any reference to Sasquatch or Bigfoot in the chyrons or any sort of the logos or headlines? But yes, make sure you do tell everyone that they were noodling during it. Make sure you put noodling in there as much as possible so that everyone realizes how serious this is." Okay, keep going.
High school.
I think he was trying to keep Larry out of trouble a lot.
And their son dating Sanders' daughter.
Not only are they tied to Jimmy, but, now they have to live with the fact that their dad is the one that did this.
Court documents reveal Sanders told family what happened,
Over
and they
Bigfoot.
called police. The 53-year-old later arrested on an outstanding warrant while the OSBI was called in.
Mr. Sanders was able to provide the interviewing agents with a map that ultimately led to Mr. Knighton's body.
Now, two families are left trying to understand.
Can you pause it?
Still,
The OSBI.
If I'm I go, hey, my dad, he said your dad was trying to feed him to Bigfoot. I mean, do we know that didn't happen?
You're calling my dad a liar?
Yeah. I don't appreciate you calling my dad a liar. I mean, we don't know what happened out there.
No, there's only two people out there. One of them's alive.
What if, can we call the Bigfoot to the stand? We had a lot of witnesses, evidently.
Let's ask your dad. Oh, we can't, can we?
Yeah. What if he's right? I mean, that would be an awful hell to be in if you're Larry Sanders, and that did happen.
That did actually happen. And you know that there's a tribe of Sasquatch hidden in Oklahoma.
If that did happen to me, I would literally go in there and I'd go, I get it. You're never going to believe it. I get it. I'm going to jail. I understand.
But this guy's
but let me tell you, there is Sasquatch out there.
He's so crazy that he actually went and told his family, like, yeah, I killed him, but I had to. Sasquatches were watching me, and it was him or me.
I tell you, Jeff, he was trying to feed me to Sasquatch. This is like a fucking Matlock episode. Keep going.
person, and he has a family, and they have feelings.
No, don't be a bummer.
He's not just a news story, and he's not a Facebook joke, and he's not any of these things. He is.
That is
so
so sad. This is a Facebook joke.
In Pontotoc
I know
County,
we just made fun of it for 20 minutes or so. I mean,
it is very sad.
So far, it is
thanks,
unclear
lady.
if drugs or alcohol played a
is
role.
she?
News 4 reached out to Sanders'
God, I love
family.
local news
They didn't
women.
want to
Yeah, they're the hottest chicks.
I used to date them. Small markets.
How
Small
come
markets.
Sasquatch? Why would he be in the middle of the country, hidden in Oklahoma? Like,
Yeah, they migrate. I mean, why is Minnesota the place that there's the most Somali people? You know what I mean? Like we've moved around over the years. We've all been on Earth a while. You know. We've all been tracking our bodies all around this great Earth. And speaking of which, I have to get to this story before we go. I don't even mind if we go over a little bit because this one must be addressed, and it came all the way from a Roach reporter in Korea. It didn't specify which Korea either, and I'm assuming it's the South because it's about the North. Unless this person is a roach who's a mole in North Korea. If you are a person in North Korea, just blink twice on an email or something. I mean, let me know because I want to know how far I'm reaching.
Email is so funny.
And by the way, you have better things you can consider. What if this is all you can get in North Korea?
This is true. Hold on, real quick.
Yeah.
If you look at a map, or not a map, but a photo of Earth at night.
Oh, of course.
And you look at North Korea is the only area that's not lit up at all because they don't have electricity.
Right. They shut it down at like dawn or at sunlight.
Yeah.
Sunset.
Sunset is when they're done with light.
Yeah. They go, well,
they don't shut down the light.
Hey, God
they
doesn't
don't leave the electricity on during the day and then shut it off at night.
Yeah.
So they have no look at that. The rest of the world has light. North Korea, no light.
It's crazy.
But
they snuck one email out to me. Maybe this guy's in the government or something. Wow. Are you kidding? No, I'm just kidding. But no,
Flash a flashlight into the sky if you need help.
Yeah. But make a sign. Oh, my Lord. That'd be wild. But no, you're from the South Korea. That's just as impressive to me. I'm just as impressed by you sending an email from there. But
it's the
evidently,
most advanced society in the world. Literally, South Korea dominating all of culture.
No, I meant I'm more impressed that someone that far away is what I was saying. Not that someone of a Korea could use a computer. That part I understood was vastly different on the South side. But evidently, North Korea is doing something. More than 150 balloons distributed by North Korea carrying apparent propaganda leaflets, as well as trash and excrement were detected across South Korea. That's the ultimate propaganda is a balloon of poop. That's one of those propaganda balloons? Oh, it's just shit. They're just doing like what we did in high school, basically.
Literally, I think Kim Jong-un is just like a kid with a bunch of money who's like, oh, fuck these guys. Yeah, we're going to fucking shit in the bag and put it in a balloon. And then
he's like,
the winds are going to carry it there.
He's just so bored and he has a bunch of money. He goes, hey, what if next time we do the propaganda balloon thing, put a shit in a couple of them. LOL.
You think you're worried about nuclear bombs? Wait till you see this shit.
Don't they have to give? This is what they're giving Kim Jong-un their shit for? Because don't you, when you shit, you have to collect it for the government?
What?
I thought that was a thing that I read.
I don't think so.
I thought that was a thing that what's her name? The hot chick who escaped with the tits.
Oh, the big tits. Yeah.
Yeah, she was saying something about that. Yemeni Park, maybe something like that is her name.
Oh, sometimes people steal others' poop.
Yeah, because they have to give their poop to the great lord or whatever the hell.
Wow, for fertilizer.
We're not that far off here, pal. We're going to have to start scooping our poop out for them. We're already sending it. You know what they did to us? Instead, they go, here's a thing called 23andMe. Send your poop here. And then they have our data and they give it to the Chinese. It's crazy. I guess I'm not going to get their endorsement anytime soon. I thought you were looking at a video or something.
I was going to say there's a video we found on Reddit explaining the poop collection thing.
What does it say? I don't want to. How long is it?
It's a minute.
All right, that's worth it.
In North Korea, we can't throw out what is this?
The shit.
Poop. There's no
you had it right the first time.
System in North Korea, so we had to give the government our own poop.
And this was mostly during the famine, right? Or was this always?
Every winter. So just
she really went.
They're preparing for spring. In North Korea, the common toilet is made with wood, like a small glass, and there's a hole.
Sick.
We just spend our knees. I don't know. You know squat, and under is the huge wood bucket to save all the poos. If we don't give a portion, we will have problems. So
We laugh
sometimes
at
people
poo. This
are
is so
stealing each
terrible. We're just like,
other's
she
food,
said
but
poo,
no matter
though.
what, everyone have to
The Korean lady said
distribute to the
poo.
government. Some people are carrying the poos on their backs or in huge buckets. My family used huge sack. Some people are putting poos
She had a huge,
inside
like a
carts.
potato sack for poo.
The poos? We just gave it to the
poos.
school, and
Stop
the
saying
company
poo.
people gave it to the company. And then people are coming from the countryside to take all the poos for their farmers.
Stop. This is fake, dude. She said poos so many times. I know that that's a thing, though. I mean, like, that woman also corroborated it, the Yemeni Park, when she came over. She was like, in my country. I shouldn't do the accent, but I was trying to just do an impression of Yemeni Park. She would always whisper. She'd be like, they make us collect the poop. But this lady, I mean, that was too much. Wow.
Yeah, North Korea seems pretty.
So this is why they're collecting it, so they could put it in balloons with their propaganda. The balloons have appeared over various kinds of waste, including plastic bottles, batteries, shoe parts, even manure. Military officials are currently collecting the debris for detailed analysis. They're just like, what kind of... There's some poor sucker in the government that has to decide if there's poison in the poop or not. He has to analyze this poop. He's like, great, I'm going to be analyzing poop for the next 2 years. These acts by North Korea clearly violate international laws and seriously threaten our people's safety. I feel like that's what they said when I put a flaming bag of shit on my buddy's lawn the one time. We sternly warn North Korea to cease its inhumane and vulgar actions immediately. The military has reported spotting unidentified objects believed to be from North Korea near the demilitarized zone and heavily fortified border separating the two Koreas. Authorities have urged the public to avoid approaching these objects and to report any sightings in the military or police immediately, adding that balloons could cause damage as they fall. Yeah, you could get a bunch of shit on your body.
I've heard, and I'm not sure if this is true, but I've heard that the Korea War never ended. They just had like a ceasefire or something.
Yeah, it's the longest running ceasefire. It's still just under a ceasefire.
Yeah.
What's that, that's like the Cold War, right?
No, but like a war started, and then they were like, in the middle of fighting, they finally just were like, all right, we're going to stop here, and we'll just have a ceasefire. And that's why there's that line that they're both at, and they're military.
Yeah, that's why one of them is like, hey, they sure got a lot of stuff over there. We want one nuclear bomb. And they're like, you can't have that. And they're like, well, we're going to try and launch a rocket to see if we can. And then it just falls into the ocean and doesn't get very far. And then they're like, hey, stop that. You stop it. It's like a child. So I hope you're in the South one there, Jay. And
Dennis Rodman tried his hardest, though.
I mean, at the end of the day, that guy knows how cushy he's got it. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's got his thumb on a people.
Yeah.
No one's really up his ass. Sure, he can still get cool stuff for himself.
I've heard they think he doesn't poop.
Yeah, he told them all kinds of bullshit. He's like, he said his dad had all the, his dad was, he scored 18 on a golf course.
all in one.
Yeah. He said he scored at 18. Best golfer in the world.
That's so
best.
funny.
And they were just like, yeah, he is. Yeah. And even if they know that's horseshit, they still have to say it is. Yeah. I remember when he died, the kid was like, that guy's not crying enough. And they like put him in a slave camp. So everybody was like, and it was like, if you weren't crying enough, slave labor. So that guy knows that he's got it pretty good.
Yeah.
He still gets Jordans. He still gets like Ferrari one. So I mean, like he's got stuff.
I think he has like Cavassier being shipped in constantly.
Yeah, he's got all the stuff, and he'll have it forever. And unless he fucks around and tries to find out, because I mean, he knows what's going on out there, and he's just like, hey, just give me some fucking.
Yeah, he's like Saddam. But he's like, I can't fuck up too much because
I got a good thing going here.
just ride out this thing.
Yeah. So I think that that would be the ultimate deterrent from that guy ever really, doing anything wild. And I think that is the case for majority of. That's my opinion on geopolitical issues. Is I hope everyone's just like, hey, it's pretty chill right now. Let's not fuck around. Well, Hormoz, tell everyone about your date again as we wrap up here.
I will be in Arizona, Phoenix, the 27th to the 30th at the House of Comedy. And then I'll be in Minnesota and Plano in July.
And make sure you check out his OnlyFans. I know it comes up in my feed when I'm trying to jerk off once in a while. I go, oh boy.
Follow me on Instagram, Not Hormones. All the links are on there.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, go check out Hormoz on the road, please. And check him out here at the Comedy Store as well. If you're ever out and about and around, he's always out there doing late sets. 30 at 10:30. The dating show. When's that happening?
June 5th. We got 30 at 10:30. We got Ian Edwards, Jack Jr. Fire lineup, and then the dating show that you're going to be on June 12th.
Oh yeah, I'm on that show too. June 12th, baby.
Wednesday, June 12th at the Comedy Store.
That's right. So come on out, and I will be out on the road. I'll be in Houston June 14th and 15th at the Riot Comedy Club, and then I will be in Cleveland and in Baltimore later on in June as well. TheJoshPotter.com is where you can go and buy tickets for that. JoshPotterShow@gmail.com is where you can send in all your articles, your videos. Had a hell of a time with Hormoz today, so thanks for sending things in, and I hope you continue to do so. Rate, review, subscribe. I love you. We'll see you next Wednesday, and have a good life and a good, blessed evening.
Peace.
Coming to you live and direct with the Roach. We shotgun the beers, I got time for a toast. It's the only place I get my sports like for real, son. He taught us nobody's more sus than Russell Wilson.
Here's the deal, son. Won't find us in Walmart. Josh Potter, keep it frank, kinda like a ballpark. It wasn't nothing talking all that jism. Turns out there's a lot of semen terrorism.
Now it's time we hit him. Bringing Votto to the plate. Roachy, your wards with Chase O'Donnell the Great. Let me stop for a second, cause it's Ask Marty time. Cause it's idiocy, you know I cannot abide.
Not a fan of these guys, gonna damage the rise. Worse than the host known as the Roach. Leave an idiot woman standing on the side, or looking like she just tripped into a moat.
I'ma kill this Henny beat like murder. Been in more studios than most have ever heard of. Pleased to be listening, hit that like and subscribe. So many Bills hats got the mafia vibe.
A lot to describe like a Roach reporter. Teacher on OF, don't report her. Trying to live life with my mannequin wife and my mannequin kids have got my mannequin right.
Been a fan of this guy since the Roach Motel. Couple 100 weeks in, still funny as hell. From the tit cups to back sis and blind eyes, Potter has one of the best shows of all time.
Now watch this drive. Pop a couple tall cans with the Roach King and caught the vibe. Ready to pour more, scurry out the floorboards, hit like, comment, and subscribe.